Get the gate right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuff. I grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Dew Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Dew Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. I'm your host, King Bush. And tonight we've got Bez with us. How are you doing, Bez?
Yeah, good evening all. Hope everyone's doing well and looking forward to Christmas.
Well, Tom is definitely looking forward to Christmas because he's got his Christmas hat on. How are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, I'm all right, Lee, Dave. I'm looking forward to a really positive show.
Yeah, we're going to try and be positive as we can. I am going to do a quiz tonight as well, and it is on Rotherham United. It's on Rotherham United stats this season, so I'm going to shock a few people. We got a comment coming in. One for tonight. I'm sure must change this system and go flat 4-4-2 or 5-4-1. Something different has to be done. No plan B, and now sides know just how to play against us. So, obviously, another defeat. We have not won a league game now since the 8th of November, which is absolutely embarrassing for the football club. I mean, I just don't know where we go from here, to be honest. From his team selection, I said before the game, why on earth is he starting Holmes ahead of Douglas? Holmes has done nothing since he's come back from injury to suggest he deserves any sort of start. And then he picks Kelly above Yearwood. Yearwood has done well when he's come on. Kelly looks like he's 98 years old and running in treacle. It just baffling. And I mean, we were promised that I'm sure we're going to develop the youth and it was a rebuild. It's all been nonsense, hasn't it? Let's be honest. The only reason Douglas got into the team in the first place was through injuries. Soon as he's got his centre-halves back, he's dropped them. And I think now players are coming back, Matt Hamshaw's going to get worse as a manager because he's having selection headaches and he's getting them wrong. Whereas before, he could only pick what were there and he was kind of getting away with it for me. Poppy, Evening Lee, Alan Sugar and Tom, Hamshaw out. Time to get Warney back. No, thank you. Don't want Warney back. We want Neil Warnock back. That's who I want. Neil Warnock. He can come back as director of football if he wants. Come back as manager, whatever. But we need somebody with some football brains at that football club. So we'll start with the Huddersfield game. And I'll start with you, Tom. What were your thoughts on the game? What were your thoughts on the selection? And where do we go from here?
Well, the first thing I thought, Lee, as soon as the teams came out, I sort of looked bang. I thought, Kelly. Right, okay. Kelly. Then I looked at the bench to see who was on the bench. And I noticed Drew Yearwood was on the bench. And I'm thinking, right, so he's gone with Kelly over Drew Yearwood, which for me, straight away, and I messaged the group, I said, I thought that was absolutely criminal. And it, as it turned out, it absolutely was criminal. I think, well, was it the first goal or the second goal where Kelly loses the ball?
Yeah,
in an advanced position, and then they score from it. Basically, his legs are gone. He was a fantastic player 3-4 years ago for Coventry City. He was. As another pundit on our Sunday night show, Mark, would say he's a great player, but I'll tell you what, that was massive. And then I saw Holmes in the squad, as Holmes starting, and I've had the jitters. He had his first game with us, and he played all right. Right, I didn't give him a 10 out of 10. I gave him an 8, blah blah whatever. But ever since he's come back, he's literally he's like Bambi on ice. He's all over the place, the lad, and he's just not right. I don't know if they're having to play him because he's on loan. I don't know, but it was an absolute disaster class of a performance, and I was probably like you two boys, absolutely speechless about that performance, because let's not beat around the bush. Huddersfield are not a good team. They are not a good team.
They were awful.
Their manager is probably, even after winning that 3-1, still under pressure, right? They were crap. Gooch was their player.
Yeah, I thought Gooch was the best player on the pitch, and they took him off to rest him. Apparently, the manager doesn't really get on with that Gooch, so I'd take him at Rotherham tomorrow. I said when he was a free in the summer that we should have gone for him, but we never did. But he's a cracking player, levels above anything we had on the pitch, really.
100%.
He was a standout player for me. He caused us all kinds of problems. Got quite a few comments coming in. So Danny Hamsahow talks about youth, but I thought the treatment of Douglas has been awful. Confidence shattering stuff. Yearwood has to start too. So yeah, I totally agree with Danny here, because I said it at the time. He kind of had half a bad game against Blackpool, and then he's hauled out of the side. And what message does it send? You're being replaced by Holmes, who's been, I mean, that game at Salford, he shouldn't have been paid for it. Holmes, that first half at Salford. How he's getting a start after performing like that is beyond me. And you deserve all you get when you do them types of things. I think it was a shocking decision. Is not only the treatment of him, but the young striker that we begged to keep in the summer, and we just shipped him off then when he had a chance to sign for Yeovil. Is it Kieran McGuckin? His treatment of him has been absolutely awful. And I know somebody who actually knows him, and he's absolutely livid with Matt Hamsahow, the way he was treated. So I think his treatment of young players, that's what apparently he was here to do. He was going to employ the youth, and we was going to be all about the youth, and it was nonsense. It was always nonsense, because if Rotherham United were going to focus on the youth, they would have invested money in the training facilities of the youth academy, and they would have really done something in that area of the club. And they've done absolutely nothing. The players that have managed to get into the team are purely through luck, through injuries. And then when he's absolutely deserved to keep his position, he got dropped. For Holmes, who's been like a Blackpool donkey since he's come back. None of it makes sense. I'm going to go into stats a bit later, but the eye test doesn't lie either. Holmes has been absolutely shocking. He played well on his debut, and everyone thought he was the next Rio Ferdinand. He's more like Rio Ferdinand's sister at the minute. Let's be honest. Rubbish. Bez, you tell me, what were your thoughts on the game? Again, team selection. I'm just going to read, before you say that, Bez, I'm just going to read a few more comments, because we've got quite a few comments coming in. So, Tom Swift, Kelly don't jump for any headers and shied out of tackles, running his contract down, evident he doesn't care, probably on a decent wage too. Just Sam Castledine was Huddersfield's best player for me. Yeah, he played well as well. Fair play. Yeah, he did. I thought Gooch were the man for me. I think Gooch got 2 assists as well. But yeah, he was a good player as well. Hello, chaps. Just checking in. Is it a safe space? Yeah, John, you're always welcome to comment on my show. So you're always welcome, mate. Treatment of Ayres, not much better. How hasn't he been given a chance alongside Hugo? Is unbelievable. Another example of not treating youth right. Yeah, so Tom Swift, exactly right, because he scored a couple of goals. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not convinced by Ayres, but and when I go through the stats a bit later, Hugo has got to have someone to play up front with, because we're creating absolutely nothing. We've got to play with two up front, and we've got to find a different way of playing. I'm going to put this out to you, Bez, before you do your match reaction. What is Rotherham United's style of play? Because I've not got an idea, and we're 21 games in, and I haven't got a clue what our style of play is. What are we trying to do? Because I haven't got a clue. I'll be honest. I ain't got a clue what he's trying to do. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I've been trying to answer the same question for quite a while. I don't know if you remember. Right at the start of the season, I remember saying that when we went to watch Rotherham against Harrogate in the friendly game, and obviously Rotherham won the game 3-0, and you could see that his style of play was literally going to be building up from the back, neat interchange. Like, I was impressed with Yearwood in that game, where he kept like turning his man and kept doing little tricks and flicks, and to me that was where we were going. The goalkeeper rolls it out, we keep the ball in possible defence, it goes into midfield, up to the strikers. Obviously we try and create, and when you've got players like Dango, who started as an attacking midfielder, and you've got Benson, these are all technically gifted players, and I thought they were going to sit in their number 10 roles and just create all day. But it didn't work like that. Now, I said it before, we had that friendly game a couple of weeks later where we played Sheffield United, and we got hammered 5-1 or 6-0, whatever the score was. And then we played Accrington and got hammered again. And to me, that made Hamsahow sit up and think, oh, we can't play this game then like this, because we're just going to be wide open, we're going to concede goals, etc., etc. And I think he's panicked, and he hasn't got, like someone said in the chat, he hasn't really got a plan B. So at the minute, we tend
question whether he's got a plan A, let alone
at the minute, we tend to like fluctuate now between like almost playing a little bit of a direct long ball to playing some nice football. Because let's face it, some of the goals we've scored this season have been really good football, good attractive football. So I just don't understand. I don't think he trusts like his own methods and his own tactic, and I'm afraid he's gonna almost die on that sword, isn't he? If he carries on like he's doing, where he's not really implementing his own style, he's gonna get sacked, and we're gonna end up with another manager and hopefully stay up. So yeah, I don't know the answer to the question, Lee, but I think that he's not playing the way that he really wants to, and it's a combination of he doesn't trust himself to get the tactics spot on, and he doesn't trust his players to implement his style. That's what I think.
Few comments coming in again. Nice to see Tom bring in the Christmas cheer. Tony will not spend any money. He won't at the minute because he's on a cruise, so he'll probably be spending a bit of money on cigars at the moment rather than players, and rather than sorting out a mess that is at the club. He can't, David. He overspent in the summer. There is no cash. Poppy, I'm sure what I've heard and seen, I'm sure Blair plays the players he brought. It's like he has no passion for the club. A few more here. And while the gaffer swans off on a 4 weeks jolly for Andy Brown, yeah. So again, like we said, the chairman has just disappeared. And it's all well and good. We're all blaming Matt Hamsahow. But the issue at this football club is deeper than Matt Hamsahow. And I said it last season, and I was consistent with it. It doesn't matter if you sacked Evans last season. We were not ever going to improve. And I never believed we were going to improve, because you cannot run a football club the way we are running this football club and expect to get results. We're neglecting the youth academy. We're neglecting his own players because, again, under Matt Hamsahow, he's not signed a player that we've wanted to keep. So if he rates Powell, say for instance, he's not negotiated a new contract with him. Same with Nombe. So we're not protecting players that he likes or rates. We're not doing it. We're just going to get to a summer and we're going to lose Nombe for nothing again, like we did with Ogbene. We're not learning from any of the mistakes we've made of the past. And a lot, obviously the Hamsahow lovers are going to say, well, it's Tony Stewart now. But which is a fair point. Tony Stewart has got a big part to play in this mess. But if you take over from a football club, if you're going to get a job, and any job you go to, if you're in a senior position as a manager, whatever, the owner is going to give you a budget to work with. So at the start of that budget, you agree to that budget, and he will also set you out a target of where he expects you to get with that budget. I can guarantee you that target isn't 1 point off relegation. And he's still got a decent enough budget for this level to be challenging at the top end of the table, not the bottom end of the table. So we can't blame it fully on the chairman. The chairman is a big issue. But the manager as well has got to do better for me. He's got to do better. I don't see any style of play. I don't see anything to hang my hat onto. Yeah, we had a little run of sort of 9 games, was it? We was unbeaten. How many did we win of them games? How many games have you been to this season where you can say we've played well for more than a half? We haven't. Few more questions coming in. Sean Morrison has been under the cosh today, saying the players went months without hot water at the training ground, which is embarrassing. I mean, the training ground is embarrassing, but we were led to believe it's a rebuild. We were led to believe we're going to sort all this out behind the scenes. That's why we're going to affect on the pitch a little bit. Nothing's changed at Roundwood. We're still in the shitty porter cabins. We're still not producing anything from the academy because we underfund it. And we keep doing the same thing year after year. The last 3 years has been like Groundhog Day, and we're expecting different results. It's just not going to happen. You keep doing the same shit every day, you'll end up with the same results. And that's where we're at the minute, unfortunately. And Sean Morrison was right. But when I said it, when I posted it out on X that the players didn't have any hot water, they were using bins as recovery baths, people said I was lying. People said I was making it up. I wasn't making it up. It's information I've been given, and it's been proved to be correct because players are coming out and saying it now. Looks like Evans all over again. David Carroll. Why does Powell still take? Oh mate, this is the comment so far of the day. Why does Powell still take corners and free kicks? It's like a bad joke. Now, surely a good manager would change the person taking them. Exactly. I mean, why is he still taking them? His delivery of free kicks is absolutely horrendous. And I'll go into the stats later, but Jesus, yeah, that's a great comment. But why is it, Bez? Why is he still on these corners and free kicks?
I think
goes better at them.
Yeah, I think there's twofold actually. I think number one, now you can tell that Hamsahow likes his set pieces to be curled in as opposed to like whipped out. So he likes like a left footer on the right hand side and a right foot on the left hand side. So Joe Powell actually didn't take the corners on the left hand side. I think it was Dango who did. On the left, yeah. So he only took half of them. Now, I actually half disagree with what you're saying, yourself, Lee, and that comment. So Joe Powell, when he takes corners from the right-hand side and he whips them in, sometimes I think they're quite dangerous because he does get whiffage. But the problem is, a lot of the times he does hit the front man, and that is frustrating. But when you've got a good corner taker or someone who's trying to get it like on the money, you are going to only get 1, maybe 2 right out of 4 or 5. I remember Joe Newell. Joe Newell is probably the best corner taker I've seen at Rotherham. That's the best one ever. And even he hit the front post a lot of times. So I actually think Powell from one side's all right. Yeah, sorry.
No, not as many as Joe. It's not only hitting the first man; he's overcooking them. They're going straight at. He did one on the weekend. He flew straight out.
Yeah, he did do one. You're not going to get every single corner right, but he also did two at the weekend where I thought we should have almost scored. If someone attacked it, we'd score a goal. So I think there's also what I was going to say. The second fold is I actually think there's no one better who can take a corner at Rotherham. I really don't.
What I would say, did everybody see that free kick we had in the second half where he went far post? Shoot. Well, what the fuck was that? It was
horrendous.
Awful. I mean, the goalkeeper just looked at it and laughed as it went past his. It was horrendous.
Just on that, Tom, his free kicks, like in attacking positions where we're trying to shoot, I completely agree. He shouldn't be on them. He's been taking them every single week for the last 2 years and don't look like scoring. So completely agree. He shouldn't be on them. There's got to be someone in the squad who, apart from Benson, who can take a free kick and get it on target. I completely agree. I just think the corners, I don't think his corners are too bad. I think you'll have some bad corners, admittedly, but you have some good corners as well from Powell. That's my thoughts on it.
I think his crossing is horrendous. You put his crossing ability outside of Ben Pringle. It's not even close, man. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, very similar for me.
Matt Taylor and Lee Peltier have slated the training ground in interviews. Surely a reason for some of the injuries. Tom Swift, don't forget, Evans moaned about it too. It's the same excuses every year. We've had 12 players who are out of contract this year. It will be another rebuild yet next year. So, yeah, when people say it's a rebuild, that's why it gets me so frustrated. The last 3 years, we churn players out left, right, and centre. Every season's a rebuild. This season's going to be the same. We've got so many players out of contract. It's untrue. And if it continues next season after next, it will be the same. Because we can't get players to agree contracts. We let them run down, we let them go, and then we replace them with some other freebies. That's what happens. That's the Tony Stewart way. Poppy says, Bez, you're meant to agree with everything Lee says.
Yeah.
Tom, crosses are poor too. Michael Wood says crosses are poor too. I think he's on about Powell. Yeah, I totally agree with that as well.
Sorry, let me ask you a question then, Lee. Let me ask you a question right then. So, right, how come then last season, remember when we used to take that corner where Joe Powell would be outside the corner, right?
Yeah, and then they were better.
Why did we score something like 4 in a row then from his crosses? You can't just turn bad overnight. Maybe it's something to do with Hamsahow and, he's giving him not the right instructions. Because we definitely scored from 4 or 5 corners within the space of 3 weeks.
Yeah, but what I'm going to say is, and when I go into the stats, it'll become clearer. But Joe Powell is taking nearly every corner and nearly every free kick. He's going to get some right, isn't he?
We scored 4 in a row every game for 4 weeks
last season.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, maybe it's actually to do with the way
we're not taking corners like that anymore. So why aren't we doing that?
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Why aren't we doing that? Whose fault's that? Is that Powell's fault or is that manager's fault?
Well, it's Powell's fault when he overcooks him. I mean, that shot what he did in the second half, I wouldn't see a 12-year-old on a Sunday morning hitting a ball like that.
I agree with shooting. So I'm running out his corners.
Paul brings a good point here. Sorry, Bez. I just want to come on. I want to ask you this as well. So Hamsahow said in his interview after match, he saw there was some problem in training, but he couldn't change it. Strange things to say when you know there's a problem and you can't sort it. That was a strange interview after. Did you hear that, Bez?
Yeah, I struggled to listen to his interviews, to be honest with you. I did listen to this one. And yeah, I kind of get what he was trying to say in terms of put all the blame on himself, but I just I think he's almost lost plot a little bit, and he's almost clutching at straws, and I think he's desperate. I really do, and he's saying desperate things. Do you know if the chairman was in the country and saw that and witnessed that performance? Do you think he'd have? I'm not saying he'd get sacked, right? Do you think he'd have had a chat with the manager on Sunday about his future at the club, or not?
I'll be honest. I think the chairman's checked out. I don't think he'll sack Matt Hamsahow. I really don't. I just think he's going to look for a buyer at the end of the season. That's my view. I think he's going to try and get out. But the problem is, if he waits that long till the end of the season, we'll be playing League Two under Matt Hamsahow.
Well, that's the thing. So you think he's checked out? That's fine. So do you think that let's say he has checked out, and let's say he didn't want to do anything about it because he's not bothered. So do you not think that it's going to bother him that when he took over, this club was in League Two, and 15 to 20 years later, however long he's been in charge, he's going to leave the club in the exact same place? Do you think that's not going to bother him? He's just going to think, I don't care. So I don't think that. I think there's no way he wants to leave this club at the same place they took over. I
honestly don't think he cares either way, as long as he sells the club and makes a profit. That's my honest opinion.
Why do you think he's turned down investment then? Because that is true, isn't it? He's turned down investment.
Yeah, he's turned down investment because he wants too much money.
Okay.
He wants it all his own way. Listen, he has ripped the Rotherham public off. He's like, and he's done it with a smile, and people still love him because he brought you a stadium, and he's going to dine off that for the rest of his life. But you guys that have got season tickets are paying the highest ticket prices in League One, for bottom-end league football, Who's the idiot? It's not Tony Stewart. He's off on a cruise with your money, boys. So, end of the day, the idiots are the people that love the football club. It's us. We're the idiots. Let's be honest about it. We love this football club, and we keep going. We keep turning up, and we're served a load of shit. I mean, I put a post on there the other day. They were going on about something. I said, I'll just inform you that it's the club's centenary year, because you seem to have forgot about that as well. You're going to get relegated in the centenary year. There's no passion at that football club. They need somebody with some passion behind them scenes to kick this football club up the fucking arse, because we are headed to fucking League Two, and we're going to fucking happy clap the whole fucking way there. Because I went to the Blackpool game, and I've got people at the side of me clapping after a 3-0 home defeat. What are you clapping at? It's garbage. It's absolute rubbish. What were you clapping? The players turned up. They got paid. Of course they turned up. The manager has admitted the players are tossing it off in training. That's basically what he said. That's basically what he said on an interview. The players couldn't be arsed this week, and I couldn't knock it out of them. Well, dock and wages then, you muppet. Do something about it. You're the manager. You're the leader. You need to lead. He's not leading this football club. He is leading it to League Two. That's where he's leading it to. Nothing else. And I get fed up with it. And people would sooner come on and abuse me. Oh, Bushy this, Bushy that. But you don't say anything to me when I'm there. But I love this football club. I want it to succeed. I don't enjoy us losing. Is that such a bad thing to do, that you want to abuse me because I don't enjoy losing every week? I've actually got some standards. Half the fan standards are in the bin, and you're happy paying top dollar to watch crap football. Got a lot of comments coming in, so I'm going to try and read them all because I'm such a bad guy. Powell is playing out of position. Yeah, totally agree with you. So, again, we're sort of, I don't want to feel like we're throwing all the players under the bus. Powell doesn't become a bad player overnight, like Bez says. He has got some quality. He's been thrown under the bus by the manager because he's playing out of the position. 80% of this season he's played out of position because the manager hasn't got another plan. He has to fit players into a system that doesn't fucking work, but he keeps doing it. I just like it's beyond belief what he's doing at times, and the results are showing. Doesn't help that there's never nobody in the box. No, and Michael, I will go into that in detail when I do the quiz on the stats. The chairman needs to get some strikers in, etc. He does. But when I show you the stats, what are we feeding the strikers? Absolutely nothing. It's a graveyard shift up there. You've got to play 2 strikers up there. You cannot play Jordan Hugill up front on his own because it's unfair on Jordan Hugill because he gets all the shit that we don't fucking create anything for him. He's a player that's limited at his age, at what he can and can't do. But what he can do really well for you is hold the ball up and bring other players in. So if he's got someone at the side of him, can hold it up, lay it off, they put the ball in the net. That's it. Most of our goals this season, you look at Nombe's goal, we didn't create anything. It was just a shot from nowhere, and he scored. That's it. Sean Morrison done a podcast on the Costly in the way the club's run. Shambles was his word, said they had no hot water at Roundwood until November, December time. So, yeah, somebody else has mentioned that earlier on as well. So, yeah, it's a problem. Is it true that Benson is out for the season? Yeah, I've heard that he may be back, but towards the end of the season, but it's virtually a season ender. Yeah, I think.
Is it? Wow, what injuries?
Yeah, it's a problem that he's had before. Didn't turn investment down after the last promotion. Didn't he turn investment down after the last promotion season? He turned investment down this season as well, mate. So he was wanting investment, but he was wanting £1 million a year, I think, for the stadium and whatnot. So Ray Grant, to win games, you need to get goals. And as long as we play Hugill as the main striker, that won't happen. The player only has eyes on taking opposition's player out and laughs to boot. He committed the foul. I'm sure that cancelled the whole goal out, a liability to the team. What do you think of that, Bez? Liability to the team, Jordan Hugill?
No. Well, obviously we all like him, don't we? But I think.
Listen, we've got to be honest. He has been poor the last few games, but we're not providing anything at all. What? I'll go into the stats in a minute, and that'll show you that we don't fucking create anything.
You got to remember that Hugill is 34 years old. He's never had pace anyway. He's good at holding the ball up, but there are a lot of times where he'll flick a ball on and it'll go to no one because there's no one in and around him. There's loads of times where the ball comes up to him and he'll bring it down, or their player will win the header, but it'll fall back to a Huddersfield player, not a Rotherham player. So it's not just Hugill's. You've got to get players in and around him. The midfield need to be squeezing up, and they need to be around Hugill. That doesn't annoy me. Why do we play so deep as a team? We play so deep as a team, and that doesn't help either to me. One thing I will say, actually, it just reminded me now because I've just seen it. Rotherham did actually score a goal which should have counted. I don't know if anyone remembers it. I forgot about it.
Yeah, it should have counted. It
there's nothing wrong with it, was there, really?
No. Yeah.
So they aren't getting a lot of luck, Rotherham, to be fair, as well.
You've got to make your own luck in football.
I agree with that.
I'm not having that one. It's like Hamsahow has no confidence. He's letting the players walk all over him. People around me clapped at the Huddersfield despite there being virtually no one left in the stands by 90 minutes. Unbelievable.
It was empty,
It's with you. It's shocking at the moment. League 2 next year. So I'm going to do a quick quiz with you guys. So I've been looking at the stats. So we'll start with. So I'll just run through a few stats. So we've played 11 games at home, won 4, drawn 4, lost 3. With a goal difference of 0 and 16 points. And away, we've played 10, won 2, drawn 2, lost 6 with a -6. So 8 points away from home is abysmal. Goals in open play. So how many goals do you think we've scored in open play, Bez?
So does that So if we score from the corner, is that class as open play?
No, that's passing set piece.
Okay. I'm going to go for... How many goals we scored altogether, did you say?
21 goals we've scored in total.
10. 10 goals from open play.
Rotherham Gaming says 5. So...
What about you, Tom? What about Tom?
Tom, what do you think?
3.
So we've scored 13 goals from open play.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Set pieces, what do you think?
So what's I don't know,
They're
6.
not free kicks, they're just from your corners, your set pieces.
Just from corners.
Yeah.
4.
Tom?
What was the answer to the first question, Lee?
Open play 13.
13, yeah.
And how many we scored?
21.
5.
So yeah, set pieces is correct. We've done 5 with set pieces. We've scored 1 free kick. We scored 1 penalty. And we scored 1 own goal. So our top scorer, how many goals? Yeah, it's Sam Nombe. How many goals has he scored?
What, 3?
4.
He's scored 4 in total. So who is the person who's got most assists for Rotherham this season?
That's difficult.
Benson.
You went Benson?
I'm going to go... Hugo.
And okay, so you're both wrong. How many assists do you think the top assister has got?
It's 4 and it's Hall, isn't it? It's Hall.
No. It's Reece James and he's got 2. That is embarrassing.
Yep.
So your top assister has got 2. Your top scorer has scored 4. So on the ratings for players this season, player ratings via FootMob, who would you say is our best consistent performer?
Denzel Hall.
Tom?
The obvious answer is Dan Gore, but I know the answer is going to be Cam Dawson.
So it's Cam Dawson.
Yeah.
Second is Reece James. Third is Joe Powell. There's a theme there. Matt Hamsahow signed none of them. Okay, moving on. So, goals per match. Where do you think Rotherham United sit in the table of goals per match? And how many goals per match do you think we're currently running at? So, I'll give you a clue. So, Cardiff are top. And they're running at 1.9 goals per game.
Well, if we've scored 21 goals in, there's 23 games played. Is it 0.9?
We are 21st in the league for goals per match at 1 goal per match. The next category we're doing better on. This is probably the highest category, goals conceded per match. And this will tell you why Dawson's the number 1 player of our season. So we're 15th for goals per match, 1.3 goals conceded per match. So we're conceding more than we're scoring. So that tells you why we are in the league. So average possession, where do you think we sit currently with average possession?
23rd.
17th.
23rd.
Yeah, 18th.
So what type of possession do you think we've got?
Well, 46.8. I'm going for
36. My guess. 36.
So we've got 45.2, which puts us 20th in League One for possession.
Tom, 36. Did you say, Tom? 36. We had more possession than Huddersfield on Saturday.
So expected goals per game. So Cardiff are top at 32.4. Where are Rotherham?
Yeah, this will allow 22nd.
Nope.
I'll go 21st.
Nope.
Go on then.
23rd.
Only one place out.
18.4. Shots on target per game. Where do you think we sit?
23rd.
23rd. Tom?
24th, Lee.
24th. Second bottom in the whole league with
2.8%.
Big chances missed. So all the strikers that we're going to sign, if we sign a striker, we're going to fly up the table. How many chances has shitty Jordan Hugel, who gets all the blame, missed? How many of the chances have we missed? Big chances missed. Where are we sat, boys?
24th. 24th.
Well, we've probably got 3. But if I got 3, I'm going for
2.1, and we're 23rd in the league.
Fucking hell.
Accurate passes per game. We are sat 20th in League One. Accurate long balls. We do long balls. We're 15th for the long balls. Accurate crosses. We're 23rd.
This is horrendously. This is horrendous stats. This it is damning.
But I don't. What I don't understand is I don't understand that anyone can be surprised. And when we were on that run, and obviously we're undefeated after 9 games, or whatever it were, I was the one who was saying that the stats weren't backing up the results. I was the only one who was saying that. So to me, all Lee's doing is proving the point that I was trying to make a month ago when we were on that run. That's all it is to me. I'm not surprised in the slightest at these stats. It's exactly what I said. And, you could put the best player in the world, Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, this is what we've been saying all season, Bez, but nobody was listening. Nobody was listening. This is what we were saying. So, XG conceded, where are we in the league?
I think expected goals conceded.
Against, yeah.
Yeah.
So this tells you why Cam Dawson is our best player, because we are third in the table to concede more goals than anybody else. Third. So that's why the keeper is so high up, because actually he's getting tested a lot more than most keepers.
Again, it just reminds you of Rotherham Championship, this, doesn't it, really?
But that's the best bit is best. We're in League One here. We're in League One. And do you know what? It does not get any better here. We play Bolton on Boxing Day at home. They are going to absolutely stuff us. Yeah. Stuff us.
I agree.
Right?
Completely agree, Tom.
They stuff us Boxing Day. Who've we got after that? Blackpool. Fucking hell. They just stuffed us 3-0. They're going to stuff us again. Where does it stop? Where does it stop?
I don't know where it stops, but these stats are not stopping because I'm on a flow. Bez, saves per match. Where do we rank?
First. No, 6th.
Second. So Cam Dawson has got the second highest save rate in the league.
Wow.
Yeah. But the fans blame it all on Cam Dawson, but he's actually saving more than most keepers are. The problem lies in the formation. We're not doing anything well. Nothing. That's where we are in the table.
It lies in the setup for me. Yeah. I mean, Lee, to be fair, you were saying how well you thought Douglas were doing. These stats are kind of proving Douglas weren't that good either, to be honest.
Mate, the team is not very good. Yeah. Whoever you put in it. The system doesn't work. The manager is out of his depth. The chairman swanned off on holiday. And we are just heading nowhere. Some more comments coming in. Tom Swift, it was bad under Evans, but it was worse this year, in my opinion. We can either change it or happy clap to League 2. Totally agree with you, Tom Swift. Statistically, so this is the next one I've got for you as well, guys. So what is the win ratio for Matt Hamsahow this season? And what was it for Evans last season? So
Hamsahow will be about 32% and Evans will be 37%. That's my guess.
I'm gonna go 17% Hamsahow, 29% Evans.
So no, it's 29% Hamsahow, 1.1 point per game, and 32% Evans at 1.2 per game. So Evans was rightly sacked when he got sacked because we was crap. But now we've got a manager with a worse of win rate and fans want to give him more time. Why? Tell me what you have seen that you think that this manager deserves any more time, because I can't think of anything. So the next one I've got for you as well. Attendance versus Huddersfield last season was what?
10,800.
10,404. What was it this season?
I think it was still 10, you know.
No, it wasn't. 9,514.
9,000. And it was high because we obviously they announced the attendance, and me and my mate looked at each other and were like, there's no way 9,500 there. So
the fans with their feet, they have had enough. The football is not enjoyable. We don't know what style of play we've got. There doesn't seem any plan. It doesn't seem like he's nurturing young players like he promised. He seems to be throwing them under the bus. His signings have been, I mean, I want to talk about Martha. So everybody were telling me what a good player this lad is. And he is in spells. To me, it looked like he was an under-12s player running around a men's game at the weekend. He was getting knocked about. Like, who in pre-season hadn't thought, right, we need to bulk this lad up and quick because he's going to get smashed to bits in League One. We haven't done it. We haven't built him up. We haven't. He's got that skill. He already had this skill. Who has Hamsahow improved as a player this season? Anybody?
You can't think of anyone, can you? Just on Martha quickly.
Anybody in the comments? Anybody want to tell me who Hamshaw's improved?
Just on Martha quickly. I'd say he's playing out of position, which doesn't help Martha. Not saying he's playing well or not, but he's playing out of position to me.
Michael Wood says it's because we can't defend, poor all over the pitch, no strikers. Never like three at the back. Callum, to be honest, if we get stuffed twice in a row in the next two games, it might tempt Tony to think about doing something. We're worse with Hamsahow because he's a yes man and cheap option for Tony Stewart. I totally agree, Michael. That was the only reason he got the job. It was a cheap option, and fans could buy into the hope that he would be the next Paul Warne. He is not the next Paul Warne.
He's a gambler, though, isn't he, Dave? He's a gambler. He just thought, oh, he worked with Paul, so he must be the same. As a business person, as a successful businessman, to have that thinking is so far out there. Is utterly insane. right? We're going to get stuffed, right? You're going to ask me for pre-match predictions for Boxing Day. We are going to get beat 4-5-0 at Bolton, right? And then we're going to get beat at fucking Bloomfield Road against Blackpool. Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there?
Well, just on the manager, what do you think about this then, Sam? When we appointed Matt Hamsahow, at the time we were playing Steve Evans still a wage, we were paying Matt Taylor, I think, a wage, and we were paying Liam Richardson. Now we are paying absolutely no one. So I just wonder if he does get sacked, maybe Stuart will actually employ someone who is not like a, unexperienced manager. He might actually go for someone because, let's face it, Stuart is a sort of manager who has he's pulled random good managers out of the back end. So no one ever knew we were going to employ Warnock, and we did. No one ever knew we were going to take on one of Hibernian's greatest ever managers because they're a decent-sized club in Alan Stubbs, and we did. So he has got game sometimes for bringing in a big-name manager, and because he's now not paying anyone, he might do it this time. I'm not saying he will, by the way. Just saying there's a chance he might do.
I think the difference there, Dave was we were championship at the time. Stubbsy came in after winning the Scottish FA Cup with a
what about Steve Evans the first time? Then we're in League Two and we took a League One manager.
Was Evans League One manager at the time?
At Crawley, yeah. Was
he?
Well, he was either a League One manager or they were top at league in League Two. So whatever happens, he moved down.
I mean, Warnock came back because he got bored at home with his wife. Fact. I think we need to look at David Artell personally. Or Alex Ravel. Alex Ravel would leave Stevenage to come to us. I'm telling you.
You can't make an excuse up by saying he's not going to do it and then do it with Alex Ravel. You can't do that. You can't. You're either one way or the other. You can't do that.
Rotherham Gaming's dropped one into the hat who I'd love here. Robbie Savage.
Same. I'd like Robbie Savage as well.
Whether he'd come or not, I don't know. Skubala at Lincoln would be a good, built, strong squad on a lower budget than us. Good call, that, yeah.
I think what we do now is there are plenty of managers out there who are better than Matt Hamsahow and will get this squad of players into
Matt Hamsahow. Let's be honest, Matt Hamsahow, if he didn't work under Paul Warne, would probably be managing on Maltby Main on a Sunday morning for some local team. Let's be honest. He got the job because his connections at the club. Same as Richard Wood got the coaching job because his mates with Hamsahow. Dale Tong has done nothing at Peterborough. They nearly went down the season and we pay compensation to get him. Is that some kind of sick joke? We're paying compensation for a man that was struggling at Peterborough. Don't make sense, but we do it.
To be fair, I think he developed Barnsley, didn't he? Because he was right there with Heckingbottom. I think he was there with Heckingbottom at Barnsley.
Yeah, I didn't do well at Peterborough, and that was his last job. You're only as good as your last job for me.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
So, yeah, also in that interview, he alluded to January. So somebody asked me before the show, is there anybody realistic targets for a striker that we so desperately need? Has anybody in the comments got any sort of realistic targets you think we could get? But in that interview, he virtually said we're not going to sign anybody early doors because nobody does the business early. We're waiting on loans.
He's getting his excuses out. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, and basically we've got to wheel and deal, is what he said.
Well, I think. Go on, Tom. Sorry, go on, Tom.
The biggest thing about January, right? Trust me, and right. And if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and I'll shave me shit hair off, right? Dan Gore will get recalled in January. And if he doesn't, at any point in January, I will shave my hair off online. Dango's gone. he's gone. Dango is going to be gone. They ain't going to. Manchester United aren't going to let a player of that talent kick about the fucking bottom ends of League One with that shit, right? They're going to recall him and send him to either a top-end League One club, which is tragic, or a Championship club. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it could be. Loads of players are playing out of positions. Cleta was playing up front against Huddersfield from just Sam. Tom Swift, Hamsahow needed someone with experience as his assistant and needed to be a number 2 before first team manager. Totally agree, Tom. I was hoping he was going to get some experience in, but then he went and got his mates, and now he's kind of paying for it because he looks like a man sailing uncontrollably nowhere. Needs to get better players, unfortunately. Big name manager needs the tools to do it. So, I mean, is there any strikers you think we can target in this window?
Let's get back to the strike. So just first on Tom's point, quickly, I think it's 50-50 first that Dango goes back. I think it's just straightforward as that, 50-50. With a striker, before we start naming names, what sort of striker do you think we need to sign? So do we need to sign a young lad from a big club on loan? Do we need experience? Do we need a player from the lower leagues who's up and coming? What sort of striker do you think we need? And that's to both here, Tom and Lee.
I'll say this right now. I know it's easy for me to say this, but we've got the experience in Jordan Hugel. We've got Sam Nombe who can, run down the lines. I just think we need a fox in the box. I know that's easier said than done. Fox in the box, but if you look at the National League, there are foxes in the box.
There's that guy in York. He's about 30, but he's banging goals in for fun, isn't it?
So you're looking at lower league then, Tom. That's what you do, is it? Look at lower league.
100%. I'd look at lower league because anybody else will demand a high wage, demand a fee. I'll be looking at Peterborough are the best at doing this, and don't get me wrong, Peterborough are down with us in the shit. But I'd be if I was Matt Hamsahow, I'd send my scouts to go look at the national. Do you know who I'd go and get? I'm just going to say controversial. Go get back fucking Georgie Kelly. I've said it.
Not for me.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with you on that, Tom. Sorry. I mean, to me, this is a good shout here because this player here suits exactly what Tom is after, fox in the box. I'm not sure myself, but this is a sort of player who I'd expect Tom to kind of say, we're not going to sign him. He'd have to be a loan. That's the other thing. You do realise we're not signing anyone. All the players that come in January are going to be loans. That's what we're being told. So that kind of narrows down in pool of players.
Crawley went up the season after that he came. I think that's talking about Evans. Just get Nombe and Benson back fit. Shelley. Well, I mean,
you can't rely on that. You can't rely on that.
Can't rely on that. I mean, we've just given you the stats. We don't create anything for the striker. For me, bigger than January is us actually looking at changing this formation to actually suit the players that we've got.
Do you know what, Lee?
That's for me the only reason. I reckon if we played a different formation and you put Hugel and Nombe up front, you play with 2 wingers, you get the balls in the box, we would score more goals. We'd create more goals, we'd score more goals, and I think we'd be better for it. But he ain't going to do it. So no. I personally think it doesn't matter who we sign. I don't think while we're playing this formation and we're playing this system, you could go and sign Haaland from Man City and he would score, but we'd still be shit and we'd still lose games because the other team would still score more than us.
It's pie in the sky, though, isn't it? It's pie in the sky. Like you said, it's pie in the sky. He ain't going to
It's all pie in the sky, Tom. Everything's pie in the sky. Everything has been that all season because we're meant to believe once he gets his fit players back, we will be better. We've seen once he's got more of a selection, he's even fucking worse because he drops players that are playing well to play players that he thinks are better than them. Regardless.
100%. Lee, 100%. He ain't going to change. He could have every fit striker going. He's going to play one up top. He's going to play wing backs at centre half. He's going to mash in some absolute shit, and it'll just be awful. As soon as we go 1-0 up, we'll try and defend it. If we go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, fucking hell, 3-0 down at the weekend. Brings 2 defenders on to save grace. Do you know what that was? That was so we didn't get beat 8-0. He did that on purpose.
He makes decisions like flipping Ruben Amorim at Man United. I just can't figure him out. I'm like, what on earth is he doing? Like, what is going on?
Do you know what it was?
John Stead's son, he's a striker at Bartlett. Apparently, we're signing him in January. Callum Stead, has anybody heard of that rumour? Would he do a job for us, do you think?
I've heard of the lad. I've never heard of the rumour.
Raggett and Kelly leaving should be the first bit of transfer business in January. I don't think anybody's going to take them. We'd have to pay their contracts up because they're on good contracts. They never fit. Who's going to take them unless we offer money to let them go? And Tony Stewart won't do that. He'll just let them both run the contract down.
But Lee,
put that one, Langstaff, Millwall. We need a Nombe type striker. If Sam Nombe goes down again, we're fucked. So he thinks we need a Sam Nombe style player. Nombe may be sold in January and some goal scorers in League Two. When have we had Nombe together? We are a different team. Keep SN fit and we'll see what we can do.
We've
played 21 games and we're second bottom in the whole league for chances created and chances missed. So it's not like we're creating chances for these strikers. So the change of tactics has got to happen.
Lee, can I say something? Right, and this is one thing. This is to, as you say, the cult and the Rotherham fans. Right, we're 3-0 down at half time at home in a Yorkshire derby, whatever. Right.
You're going to steal my point here, aren't you? I can see it coming.
Right. We're 3-0 down, half time, Yorkshire derby. What is the manager thinking? If I was the manager of Rotherham United, I'd be like, right, we're going to go out and smash these 3-2, 4-2. No, what he did was to make it less shameful. He replaced the 2 centre halves to make sure we didn't get beat more than 3-0, which is unforgivable.
To be fair, so I agree with you. I said that on my post-match review. He doesn't help himself sometimes, with 3-0 down. And look, we didn't. I don't think you could blame an individual player on that pitch in the first half. Like a lot of people are blaming Tom Holmes, for example. I felt the whole performance from number 1 to number 11 was quite poor. But to replace Holmes and Baptiste, I think it was, with Jules and Douglas, I just thought was pointless. Like it was pointless. Like what were you going to achieve by doing that? Like you'd already conceded 3 goals. What were you? Is Tom right? Was he trying to go into second half just wanting us to, lose the game 3-0? Like, he didn't do himself any favours at all. And that's brought me on to a point, actually. We've not really spoken about the game too much, right? I want to know why Liam Kelly started that game on Saturday. I want anyone to try and tell me what reason Matt Hamsahow had for starting Liam Kelly over Drew Yearwood when Drew Yearwood did all right against Blackpool and he did all right against Plymouth.
Because he rates Liam Kelly. When he was fit at the start of the season, he was playing him until he got injured. He he thinks that Kelly is a better option than Yearwood. He don't rate Yearwood. He signed him. And that's the other baffling point. Right, I'll go through a few comments because there's a lot of comments coming in here now. Hamsahow is exactly like Amaran, one formation and no plan B. Totally agree with you, Scott Kent. Yeah, there's just nothing there, is there? There is no plan B. I'd say there's no plan A either, but
yeah, no plan A.
Nombe is good, but not the best in the league for me.
I agree with that. I do think that we think as a club that Nombe is this superhuman player, and he's average. How many goals did he get the last 2 seasons combined? I think he got something like 50 goals.
I do rate Nombe. I think he is one of the best strikers in the league. I'm not saying he's the best striker in the league. I think the lad at Barnes is a bit better than him.
Yeah, he's better. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Okay, so would you put him in your top 5? I know you don't know every player, but just
I
would. Top 5?
Yeah.
I don't think I would, me.
In League One.
He'd struggle to get in my top 10 in League One. What about you, Tom?
I certainly don't agree with the rhetoric that Nombe is the best striker in the league. I think us Rotherham fans, and what's happened is that Matt Hamshaw's banked on the fact that we're not winning games because Sam Nombe has not been available is absolutely disgusting.
But we've gone through the stats and we've seen that we're not creating anything for Sam Nombe. Yeah, he's going to score a goal out of the blue odd now and again. It's not going to win you enough football games. We're 21 games in, 100%. And we're not winning enough football games. We're 1 point. We're 1 point off the relegation zone.
I know.
The coffee. More comments.
He's a good League One striker. He's a good League One striker. That's all I'll say.
Bushy can be a pain in the arse, but he took sense on here. I'll take that as a compliment, kind of, Ben. Thank you. Bush, didn't you say Hugo would get about 20 goals plus this season? Yes, I did, and I was absolutely fucking wrong, obviously, wasn't I? But I do stand by my point that we don't create anything for any striker. So the fact that Nombe does seem to manage to score in this team is why I put him in the top 5 strikers, because this team creates absolutely nothing. It's a graveyard shift up front for them strikers. And Hugo cannot. I would sooner not play Hugo. I would drop him if you're playing one up front, because he cannot play that system. You're throwing him under the bus. He's got to play with 2. And people will say, he hasn't got 2 strikers. Well, he did, because he was the one that gave Ayres a chance in the first team. He took a first team position. He's given him the chance. He's played him in the cups and he's scored. So why not give him a chance in the league and play 2 up front? I don't think Josh Ayres is good enough. I'm going to put it out here now, but he's only young and he has chance to develop. The worry for him is his lack of pace, because he runs like an 80-year-old and he's about 20.
It's all right. As soon as we get Coyote back, we'll shoot up this league. Just you
Mate, he's going to drop another sick note in. He's never coming back. What made it hard is Saturday was Huddersfield was a poor side. They was awful. And I put in the thumbnail, Sakio, both managers under pressure, because they're both crap. Huddersfield should be top 3 with that squad. That squad that Huddersfield have got is insane for this level. They should be in the top 3. And they're absolutely underperforming. If we're underperforming, they definitely are, because they have got a better squad than us. There's no doubt about that.
Would you sign the Alfie May then if the opportunity arose on loan?
Yes. I don't really rate him.
Yeah, interesting. So you got 1 yes and 1 no. So Tom, let you go first. Why would you sign him?
Because he chases shit and he just looks a bit dangerous, doesn't he? He's all over the place. I
agree. Chasing the ball, I agree with that. Yeah,
he's there. He looks up for it, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's fine. But you don't want to sign him though. Do you not like him? You don't like his 20 goals he scores every year?
I've never been a massive fan. I mean, is he better than Sam Nombe? I wouldn't say so.
Well, he's fitter than Sam Nombe.
Yeah.
for now. Pete Scott says first bit of business in January should be Ross Burberry out the door. Pete, he should never have been in the door, man. I mean, I don't know how Matt Hamsahow has the bare cheek to come on air and tell us that the injuries, it's all bad luck. It's all bad luck, guys. You've hired one of your mates that's got a track record at other clubs of injuring players, and then you're moaning that we've got injuries. You then give Josh Coyote a contract who's never going to be fit. Like, don't moan about an injury. Like, what is wrong with you? It is insane. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I just need to put my head in an oven and just pop it off.
In a blender.
I go insane. And the fans come at me. The fans come at me. Bushy doesn't know what he's talking about. Bushy's this, and this. I'm only speaking facts. If you don't like the facts, go and watch the Numpty show on New York Talk. Go and do that. I don't care less. I don't care about the views, mate. I didn't do it for views. I did it for Rotherham fans who asked me to do it. And I'm proud that I've done it. And I'm proud that I get more views than the other people because I'm more entertaining. And the fact is, some of them Rotherham fans don't like it because I'm too goddamn sexy. That's why they don't like it. But they can do whatever they want to do. I love Rotherham United. You love Rotherham United. You love Rotherham United. We're just going to speak the honest truth. And I did praise him. I haven't just slagged him off all season. I praised him on the games that we've played well. But I put it out to anybody in the chat, you two up here. How many games have we played well this season? How many games have we played well in two halves? We haven't played any in two halves. It's even the Lincoln game we didn't play well two halves. And I still stand by the best performance in the last two seasons was the home game against Charlton under Steve Evans. That is still the best game we've had in the last 2 to 3 seasons. There you go. Job done. Mic drop. Let's go through some more comments. Flipping heck, I need my blood pressure tablets after tonight. Blackpool and Huddersfield, both poor sides. They had some organisation about them. We had none. And that's Tom Swift brings up a good point. So the teams that we have lost to are teams bang out of form. We haven't played them and they've just hit form. They're bang out of form. They look dodgy. They look rubbish. But we look worse. And that was the worrying thing. That is the worrying thing. Send Tom Holmes back, sign Elliot Moore as an experienced centre-back leader, free up some wages, 4-2-3-1, play Hall, Coletta, Martha as the wide two. Well, I'll tell you the player we should have signed, and I said it on, where did I say it? I can't remember. I said it on X. We should have signed in the summer Sonny Bradley that Lincoln signed, and he worked under Matt Hamsahow at Derby. Why didn't we sign him? Absolute leader. He's been there rock this season. Absolute player at this level. Sonny Bradley. That's who we should have signed. But Lincoln City, man. Lincoln City, what are they? Third, second? Bradford. They've all got lower budgets than us. But we all should feel sorry for Matt Hamsahow because he's had a few injuries. Get the hell out of this bloody chat if you think that. Honestly. Honest to God. Scott Ken. Better players around him. He scores goals. Who's that, Scott Ken? Nombe, are you saying Nombe? I like Nombe. Pace it and works, but gets no service. Yeah, I like Nombe. I've not got a bad word to say about Nombe.
I like Nombe as well, as long as he's fit and playing.
Yeah, I thought this would have been a positive show. It's Christmas after all. What, do you want me to sing Christmas songs, Poppy? I'll sing you a Christmas if you want. Pest. Somebody's a pest. What is it? A sex pest or what? Who's a pest? He was brilliant Saturday. I think he's the best striker in the league.
Oh, Alfie May, I think.
Alfie May.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
When Nombe is fit, he will chase us the ball too. Yeah, you do, Bushett. Totally agree. Thank you, Michael Wood. Somebody agrees with me. I'm the most hated Rotherham fan in the world because some Rotherham site says that. And if you share my content, be careful because Bez shared it. I actually asked the mod as well if he could post a link to our thing, if it was okay, and he posted it. And then how long have you been a member of that group for?
Quite a while, probably over a year, 2 years maybe. I don't even put all anything on it, and I just, like I said, I asked the mod if I could just share this podcast, and he said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I shared it, and then 24 hours later, I was blocked. So thanks for that.
Yeah, and then I've been getting messages off other Rotherham fans who have thankfully shared my stuff on Facebook, shared it on X, and I really do appreciate to the guys that do support the channel because it does mean a lot to us. We do enjoy having a chat with you, and if you wasn't here, it'd be pointless doing it. But yeah, I've had some messages saying, "Why are you sharing that cunt's content?" Like, listen, people can watch what they want. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't even know half these people. They've never even seen me. I went to the game, and I didn't come with any bodyguards or anything. Only the Tommy was my bodyguard. But we got nothing but love. So, yeah, whatever. Pete Scott, Bush is the GOAT. Thank you, Pete. Pete Scott, fantastic guy. He always backs me. So I do like Pete. He does do some great comments as well. Non-full games. Yeah, we haven't had any good full games, have we? Let's be honest. The best game this season has been with two strikers on the pitch. Totally agree, Shelley, but he doesn't like playing with two strikers on the pitch. That's the whole problem. He doesn't like playing that. Should have signed Sonny Bradley and Adam Reach. Totally agree. Yeah, Sonny Bradley would have been a cracking signing. Leader, actually get stuck in and you'd get some of that aggression. We won't get bullied like we do now. Back of end of last year, Evans played. We looked good, funnily enough, with only him and Andy Warrington in the dugout. Scott Kent says Nombe. I've heard you singing, Lee. I'll pass on that one. Bez, did you want people to know that you know Lee? I don't know. Sure. What's this? What is this? I don't know.
This is an hour of free Rotherham fans.
This is an hour of freedom of speech from the most hated man in Rotherham. Right, so we're coming to the end of the show. We've had fantastic viewing numbers again tonight. So thank you to everybody who has viewed. If you go over to our YouTube as well and you can leave a comment after the video's done, we always reply to them as well. Give the video a like. That really does help us as well. So we're going to go on to the next game. So Bez, what's your prediction for the next game?
Yeah, so we've got Bolton away on Boxing Day. You're sorry?
I think Bolton are one of the better teams in the league.
We've got Bolton on Boxing Day away. I'll be honest, I was going to go. As I was walking to the game on Saturday, I was going to go. But after that game, I don't know now. I'm 50-50. You've got some scores coming in there. And, yeah, I have to agree with both. I just can't see us scoring. And I think we could get hammered. I'm going to go for 3-0 Bolton for me.
Tom.
Yes.
So jingle bells, jingle bells. I'm going to sing. Go on.
Fucking hell. We're off to the tough shit stadium. And you know what? Look, I can't even be positive anymore. I'd love to say, against all odds, we'll go and win. But Jesus Christ, I can't make a case for us beating Bolton. So, Bolton 2-1. Sadly, I hate to say that. I hate it. 2-1 Bolton.
Oh, okay. Michael says, Rotherham, okay. What team do you support, Mike? Michael Queen. What team do you support, mate? Bolton 4, Millers 0, Scott Ken. Pete Scott says 4-1 Bolton.
Yes.
I think I lost at Bolton, unfortunately.
Fuck.
Michael Mulls Queen says 5-0 Bolton. Are you a Bolton fan, Michael? It will either be a battering or physical fashion. Rotherham go win 1-0. Well, I'm going to shock people here.
Honestly, Lee, if you say a Rotherham win, I'm going off.
No, I'm not saying a Rotherham win. I'm saying 0-0.
0-0.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is just remember one thing. Yeah, well, I think to fair, Lee, I think you make a good point actually, because just remember, this was in my mind actually when I was giving my score. Rotherham did go to Bolton only 6 months ago, got hammered, but won the game 1-0. So there is a chance that could happen. So I kind of understand why you're saying that.
And you've got to remember, this league is absolute.
Unpredictable. Yeah,
it's pony. Like
it was a Cam Dawson masterclass.
That's what makes this so unbelievable. Because how? Oh well, I love you, Michael. We do shows with the Man United fans on a Thursday. So obviously I'm a 2-team wanker, so I support Man United as well. There you go. People can abuse me for that as well, because you're not allowed to have 2 teams. But no, what I'm going to say is this team is dreadful. This league is dreadful. That's what makes it so annoying that we're so bad and we're 1 point off relegation, because even though I thought under Matt Hamsahow, we wouldn't be very good anyway, and he'd probably struggle to get us. We'd probably maybe finish mid-table, but we should be finishing towards the playoffs with the players we've got. But I thought with Matt Hamsahow, he's a crap manager, so we'll probably end up mid-table. However, it's worse than I ever imagined under Matt Hamsahow. It's getting worse. And I get that people feel sorry for him, because Tony Stewart has a lot to answer for. He hasn't turned up to the fans forums as well. The centenary has been a bit of a joke as well. The stadium, I mean, me and you went, Tom, and it was pitch black on that side. He owns a lighting company, for crying out loud. He's checked out. But people feeling sorry for Matt Hamsahow, I just don't buy it, because he knew what he was getting into. A serious manager would have questioned a reduced budget and would have sort of been a bit stronger in what he's doing with the players. I mean, come out and say he saw it in training, but he couldn't stop it. For me, if I'm his boss there, I sack him. Just for that comment alone. Because you're the manager, mate. You set the standard. They've come into training below par. I'd have made them stay 2 hours longer and train 2 hours longer till they realised they need to put pride and passion in that shirt. And Tom, you said it a few weeks back when we were playing in that cup. They all seemed subdued, like they didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Odd, isn't it? Odd.
What would Sir Alex Ferguson do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did that interview with Paul Dillon, and like he said, sometimes he wouldn't class himself as one of the best ever players, but he prided himself on putting that shirt. He would have run through a brick roll for Rotherham United.
So would I.
We just don't have that anymore. I think the most player that runs through brick walls this season for us doesn't even belong to us. It's Dan Gore. He plays for Manchester United.
And he'll be gone after New Year, Lee and Dave. Fact, be gone.
So Poppy says, sorry, 4-0 Bolton. Somebody's gone with a Rotherham 2-1 win.
Go on, Sam. Who are you, Sam?
I like that one, and we'll come back to that. Sam, if they win 2-1, you're coming on the next show. Are you going to tell me what? Because I want to get some tips off you if you're predicting that. I've read that one. Jonathan Shear says 4-2 to Bolton. They're shit as well. Michael Wood. Where Bucket's favourites to go down at the beginning of the season. Was we?
No, we would have. I checked actually on Saturday when it was in May. Obviously, before transfers were happening, we were eight favourites to go up.
All right, yeah, I'm going to say I don't think we're the favourites, and we've got the 7th best budget in the league. We should be nowhere near getting relegated. You guys need an actor to buy the club. Okay, yeah, could do that. Hamshaw's lost control of the players. He has no respect for him. Look at the turnaround at Leeds and how the players are playing for Falk. Falk's got a few better players than what Rotherham's got, though, Poppy. It will be a Christmas miracle, just Sam says. So, yeah, we're hoping for a Christmas miracle. Well, I want to finish the show positive. So we're going to go with Sam's 2-1 victory, and we're going to have a Christmas miracle. Second favourites for the drop now, though. Okay. So, yeah, we may be now because we're playing absolute pony. So, just quickly before we go, are you still Matt Hamshaw in? Do you think he deserves January and see how we get on, or would you sack him now? I'll start with you, Bez.
Yeah, I've already said on my post-match review, he needs to be gone sooner rather than later. The longer you leave it, the longer damage he does on the club. And it obviously further risks relegation. Again, I was the only one who said about 2 months ago that there was a chance we could go down with this guy in charge, and no one really agreed at the time. And this is the reason why. So, yeah.
I only didn't agree with the comment that Tom made that he would sack him even if we got promoted.
Well, okay. I think that if you go back and watch, when people are asking
when we went on the 9-game unbeaten run, football is fickle, yeah? Let's not pretend it's not. Any football club, football is fickle, yeah? So when we went on that 9 unbeaten run, I said it is from that, when we was playing at that time, it looked like we'd got a bit of passion. We got a few results which we didn't deserve. I said at the time, we're still not playing well. Don't pretend we are. We had one good game. The rest were ground out results. But I said the players are playing for Matt Hamshaw, yeah? So I said he deserves to get to at least to January, see how it goes. But since then, we have not won since the 8th of November, yeah? We have been horrendous, and we've been getting... We're not just getting beat now. We're getting hammered. 3-0, 3-1, 3-0. We're getting smashed.
I've just realised as well.
Changes. And then on Saturday, against us, and they're not teams in form. It's not like, oh, we've had a difficult run, lads. We're playing teams that were below us. Blackpool were below us. Plymouth was below us. There were only Huddersfield that were above us, but they was on an horrendous run. So, no. What he did on Saturday and what I've seen since then, I'm changing my opinion. But I'll go on, Bez. What
I was going to say, and Tom will be sweating there because he's lost his bet already, the Bradford guy. I'm sorry, Tom. I can't believe you did that bet at the time. I was going to get Lee to call doctoring for it because I thought there was something wrong with you when you made that bet.
There's no coincidence that Adams disappeared off the planet. Because he had me a bet that, what was it? Rotherham will be top 10 by Christmas.
Yeah. You're going to have to find that back, Lee, and he's going to have to do the 4th or whatever it was.
And I told him he was thing. But when he went on that game, I praised Matt Hamshaw. So I'm a fair man, really. I think I'm a fair man, and I think I've been fair to Matt Hamshaw. I know people will say, oh, you're calling him big boy, you're calling him this, but that's my opinion. Like, I'm not being horrible. I just think he's tactically inept. He's only got one plan, and it's not a very good one. So, are you Matt Hamshaw in or out, Bez? You're trying to sit on
said I'm out. Yeah, I'm sure out. Yeah.
Out. Tom.
I'm. Before I say it, I think Matt Hamshaw's a nice bloke. I think I feel for his family. I feel the pressure on him to manage his hometown club, and obviously his family who supports Rotherham United, must be utterly awful. And I bet secretly Matt Hamsahow is wanting the trigger pulled. And Matt Hamsahow out. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm Matt Hamsahow.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody wants any human being really to lose the job. Let's be honest. No. Like, he's a Rotherham lad. He took the job believing he could change it. For me, if it's me in Matt Hamshaw's position, I walk away.
Yeah,
and I expose what's going on at the football club, and then he'll become an even bigger hero because he'll lose a payout, but at the same token, he can say, look, I can't do anything with this ownership. I can't, like, the training facilities aren't up to scratch. I needed a striker. He's reduced the wage, but he won't do that. And I tell you why he won't do that, because he agreed to those demands what Tony Stewart gave him at the start of the season. So you can't moan about it halfway through the season when it ain't going right for you. You've just got to swallow it up and take the knocks like a good man does as a manager. You know, as a manager, Tom, you work as a manager, you're given a budget. Your manager will then say to you, the owner will say to you, right, this is your budget. This is where I expect you to get. And you know, every year that budget, they try and squeeze more out of it every year. But as a good manager, you will probably be sat with your owner for a good hour fighting your case to get that budget hired before you even accept the job. Because I've been at positions where companies have wanted me and I've said, this is what we'll pay you. This is what your budget is. And I'm like, the pay's not enough, so I'm not coming. This isn't enough, so I'm not coming. And you negotiate it. That's what a good manager does. So his management skills at the very start for me were lacking because he's accepted a job on that. And that's where I have to say you cannot moan. Same with the injuries. You can't keep signing players like Kyoda, getting a guy in like Ross Burberry that's track record of it, and then say, oh, we've got so many injuries. Once I get my squad back, it's a squad game now. You can't rely on your first 11 every week. You can go through every team we play this week, and I can guarantee you they'll have injuries in certain positions, but they still get results. I mean, flipping heck, I dread to think what Lincoln's wage bill is. It won't be very high. And same as Bradford, it won't be very high, but they're getting results week after week. So they're getting the most out of that. It's called value for money. We're not getting it. We're paying much higher ticket prices than Lincoln City fans, and they're being served up top-end League One football, and we're being served up bottom-end League One football. So for me, that is why I would get rid of Matt Hamsahow. I don't think he's got the tactics. I don't think he's got the know-how to pull us out of this. And I think he is sinking. And it's not nice to see, really, because like you said, nobody wants to see people lose the job, especially this time of year. It's Christmas. But I don't think he will lose his job, I'll be honest with you. I don't think Tony Stewart will pull the plug unless it gets more serious, because the issue is, if we go down and we're a League Two club, it knocks about 10 million quid off the price of the club.
I know. Yeah, I know.
As a businessman, you've got to think, you've got to weigh it up, haven't you? So it's going to be a difficult one. But yeah, it's a difficult one. I'll go through a few comments before we go. Scott Kent, next two games are huge for him. He knows it himself. With him saying he's under pressure, the performances will tell all. I remember Neil Warnock saying the training facility wasn't up to scratch nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, I mean, nothing's changed then. Like you say, we was fed a load of rubbish. Oh, quickly, I've got to quickly do these because I promised these guys I would read these out. They're the tweets of the week. So I'll just quickly do them and then we will get off. So I'll put you all up here. There you go. So the first one was, Michael, would Tony even elevate novice employer into a critical management position within his ASD company and to see his sales figures drop like a stone. No, yeah, he's done it with his football club and seemingly just hoping it's going to come good. Results, as with the sales, tell you everything. So yeah, that's what we've been saying, isn't it? If you're an owner of the company and you give somebody a budget and they fail on that, you wouldn't carry on letting them reduce the value of your company, would you? No smoke without fire. This is Links Miller. Rumours he's lost interest are rife. Couldn't be bothered turning to the fans forum. Rumours or demands of putting potential buyers off. Decreased budget in a very winnable league. Not going to matches. Not being interviewed by local press, etc., etc. Craig says, correct. What's our style of play? Where is the entertainment? Where is the DNA that he talked about all summer? I am getting shortchanged for my £450 season ticket at this present time. Every game I've watched on TV, we've been dross, awful to watch, all about set pieces, ball constantly out of play, no flow, but then go and defence are paid to stop any flow. Hamsahow has no attacking identity to his game. Anything to say on those guys?
No, I just agree with everything that's been said. To be fair, we've covered most of that lot anyway on the podcast. So yeah.
So out of them, which was the best tweet? I'm gonna go with that one, Michael Marshall.
Eminem.
Yeah, fantastic tweets.
What I would say, Lee, I would say people aren't like the cult, as we call them, right? People are writing these things. They're not comedy writers. They're not writing it for an effect. They genuinely believe this. So what we need to understand is that there's fans, our fans, that believe this, and we're part of those fans that believe this. The ones that don't, I'd love to know what drugs they're on.
Yeah, I mean, I get abuse daily from Rotherham United fans that I don't know what I'm talking about, and Matt Hamshaw's going to do this and wait till he gets his players back. But I'm still here saying the same things because I can't sleepwalk into League Two. That's where I'm at with it. So we're going to wrap that up there. Thank you for everybody that's watching. I want to say to everybody, I hope they have a lovely Christmas. And Santa brings you everything you want. And Santa brings us 3 points at Bolton. I'm hoping for that as well. Thank you to everybody who's got involved in the chat. I'm sorry if I did miss some of your comments, but there has been loads and loads of comments tonight. It's been difficult to keep up with them. And I'm at a different property today, so my Wi-Fi is a bit slow here. So the messages seem to come through a little bit slower, but fantastic viewing numbers again. I mean, the aftermath viewing numbers were phenomenal, and thank you for everybody that goes against the fans that say I'm a whatever I am. But I do appreciate you watching, and we will be back when we're gonna stay on this, Tom. After we're just gonna have a quick chat on what sort of shows we're gonna.
Yeah, of course.
Produce. Obviously, the schedule was a bit ski-whiff with it being Christmas.
Yep.
So we'll have a chat, but look out on the socials because we'll put out any new schedule, any new shows that we're going to be putting on. We are be looking, obviously we've been getting a lot of feedback off you guys in the chat as well that are wanting an extra show putting on in the week. We are looking at dates to do that after Christmas and the New Year. So we will be looking to put extra shows on for you guys. Anybody again, so this channel is inclusive to everybody, whether you're 100%. Female, black, white. We don't allow dogs on, but other than that, everybody's welcome on. So if you do want to be part of the Terrace Talk team, send us a message. I'm happy to add you to the group. And it is a very relaxed atmosphere as well. You don't have to come on every week. You can come on every week if you want. You don't have to, though. And obviously, after match reaction is just you film yourself, send it over to us, and we will put it in the after match reaction. So if anybody does want to be part of that, if anybody feels, you don't have to agree with me either. So there's no script here. I don't tell these guys they have to agree with me. Everybody's got their own opinion. I prefer it if your opinion's different to mine, if I'm honest, because I like to have good debate. We've had Joe on here who's got very different views to me, all over the place. So I had him on. He had a really good time. We're respectful to everybody on the show. Everybody's a right to an opinion. We're all Rotherham United fans at the end of the day. I love Rotherham United fans. I love the club. I love the people. I love the town. We do have banter, and sometimes you may see me on Twitter being nasty to someone, but usually it's because they've been nasty to me. So if somebody sends a nasty comment to me, I'm a human as well. Do you know what I mean? I do have feelings. I have children. I have a life like everybody else. So when people do say comments to me, it can affect me. We've all got mental health. I did a show on mental health, so people who have watched that know what I've been through as well. So I just think sometimes it's fine. I don't mind it. It's never going to change my life if you want to send nasty stuff back, say stuff to me, but don't be surprised when I fire it back, because that's the sort of person I am. But if you're nice to me, you'll get a nice comment back, and we can have banter and we can get along. Anyway, up the Millers. We will put the updates of the channels. Please like this video, share and subscribe. And Bez is going to sing a Christmas song before we go.
I'm going to sing what?
It's a Christmas song. You got a Rotherham themed Christmas song.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see the Millers win away. Hey, hey, Merry Christmas!
We have a bit of positivity. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a great Christmas and a great New Year. And we will be back shortly. Thank you.